Welcome in to the Worst Graded Fantasy Football Podcast. Deshaun got traded and the dominoes started falling. It's NFL free agency, baby. But the number one thing, Chiefs fans, Tyreek the Freak Hill, he gone.
Didn't we tell you he was going to be gone a long time ago?
I think you said that he was going to get cut.
Or traded.
Yeah.
Someplace else because his salary hit was too much.
Yeah.
Last week we were talking about the Chiefs being over the salary cap. Mm-hmm. This week, according to the good old handy-dandy overthecap.com, they now have $28.6 million worth of salary cap space to go out and refill those Tyreek Hill shoes.
They now have the most cap space of any team in the league because they got rid of
$180,000 because the Carolina Panthers have $28.45.
So they've definitely gone out there and said, okay, I guess what happened, March 4th, they started working on an extension / new deal for Tyreek. Mm-hmm. Something we'll get to in a little bit. The Davante Adams thing happened. Basically, he said, that's the kind of money I want. In fact, I need it to be better. I'm better than he is. And then this morning, the Chiefs basically said, you know what? We're so far apart. Go find a trade.
And he found one.
Took him an hour.
Yep. Found the taker, Miami Dolphins, who gave up a first, a second, a fourth, a sixth, and a fourth next year.
Yep.
For Tyreek Hill. And remember, the Dolphins have a quarterback who can't throw the ball down the field to Tyreek Hill.
I was just getting ready to say, Tyreek's is one of the fastest guys in the league. He's going to be standing 60 yards down the field going, maybe throw it to me 2 or 3
times. They're not going to cover him past 45 to 50 yards down the field because they know Tua can't throw the ball that far.
Right.
I mean, here's the warning track. If you go past that, you're on your own because we're not going to cover your
Yeah,
butt
we
anymore.
don't need you to run 60 yards. Just work on that whole 30 to 40 yarder, and we'll be good.
Yeah. Now,
so major news.
Then Miami went out, signed him to a 4-year, $120 million deal with $72.2 guaranteed at the start of the league year in 2023.
Yeah, a lot of money. Amazing how much money is being thrown around. I mean, we have not monopoly money. We have the game of life money being thrown around out there right now.
But you've got two school of thoughts with this whole thing. Tyreek Hill has won a championship already. Now he's trying to get paid. I have zero issue with somebody trying to get paid.
I got zero issue with somebody getting paid.
These guys are trying to make their money for the rest of their life. Yes, they have endorsements. Yes,
he done it.
Well, but they're not going to work in this capacity, especially somebody like him, after he's
not going to work ever again unless he wants
40.
to, and if he manages money the correct way.
Seth, the DG over there, why did he go to Miami?
The hell if I know.
No state income tax.
Oh yeah, well that is sexy about.
It's one of the things.
That's
it's a drawing card to Miami.
Florida.
Beats the heck out of going to New York.
And
Let's
let's be honest,
53%.
who doesn't want to be in Miami year round?
I mean, it's usually pretty nice. Now, the Chiefs do have the 28.6 in cap space. They now have picks 29 and 30 in the first round, but they have a hole at wide receiver. Doc, I suggested this to you pre-show. DK Metcalf could be available for some first-round picks.
Could be. We'll see what happens. As we said, you said that
I'd make the offer.
Kansas City goes to 29 and 30 to Seattle. You'd punch the button, get it over with. If I'm Kansas City, I'm not offering both draft picks to him. I might offer one, but I doubt I'd even offer a first for him.
Oh my God, I'd offer it
DK?
I'd offer it so fast.
I'd already have him on the plane.
You see, the problem I'm having now is recalibrating this whole what people are worth thing in the NFL, because we've seen a huge change in the salary structure of skill players over the last 3 weeks. And it's kind of trying to figure out what's normal, what's abnormal, what's too much, what's not enough right now. Is difficult to do.
They are worth whatever the team that has the most money is willing to pay, and not a penny less.
And you're not seeing just skill players. You're seeing stars. I mean, you're seeing all pro players.
You're seeing major names in NFL be traded from one team to the next team.
Not Pro Bowlers. All pros. That means they're one of two at their position.
And the teams that I think are winning the most are I think Kansas City won the Tyreek Hill trade.
Can I just say
they got $28 million of salary cap space. They got draft picks at the wazoo back.
Going back to our dynasty, I'm so glad I got rid of Tyreek Hill.
Don't disagree.
Yeah.
But one of the things we need to talk about is how's this going to affect their fantasy ratings?
Yeah, so we'll talk about that later. We've got rankings. I sent my rankings to you of my top 10 at each position.
Why didn't you do all of them like I did?
Some of us have to work.
What do you mean do all of them?
I did like 32 quarterbacks. You did 10.
You said top 10.
Okay.
We're not in ranking season yet. I don't even know where the rookies. I don't know where to rank Brees Hall.
He's in the top 10 for the running backs right now, in my opinion.
You're high as a kite. The biggest news was Deshaun traded not to the Saints, not to the Falcons, but to Cleveland and the Browns.
Yep. Browns finally apparently have found a round peg for a round hole and solved their quarterback issue. Depending upon whether he's able to play a full season or not, be gone 4 games, 6 games, 8 games. Who knows how long he's going to be.
He's only playing a partial season. I guarantee it. They'll suspend him for something.
Yep.
They'll probably suspend him for 8. It'll get knocked down to 6.
Yeah, everybody's saying 6 is probably the...
Yep. It's going to be interesting because now they have to find a home for Baker. Otherwise, Baker's cancer that he started spouting off about a week ago at this point in time is going to continue to grow and fester in that clubhouse.
And they've already said that they aren't looking for a first back. So
would you give him a first for Baker Mayfield?
No.
Hell no.
Would you give him a second for Baker Mayfield?
Yes.
No. Who's going to give a second for Baker Mayfield?
If I'm Seattle, I give him a second because I've got 2.
I would allow you to allow me to take Baker off of your hands.
I would take Baker in a 7th and I'd give you a 7th.
Oh, God. This is why you don't have more fantasy deals. As far as Deshaun, got a 5-year fully guaranteed contract, $230 million, not $240 like I wrote down here. And it's arranged so that when he'll be suspended, he loses less money. He's
only making $1 million base salary this coming year, which means if he gets suspended for half the season, he loses $500,000.
Right.
That's like losing a day's interest off that money.
Yep. I'm really surprised he didn't go to either the Saints or the Falcons.
I told you he wasn't going to the Saints. They were going to sign Jameis Winston, and they did.
Oh, my God. I love it when Doc's right 1 out of like 15
times. We're going to go over the quarterback situation later.
Toots it like it's the biggest horn in the world. So, fantasy-wise, as far as this goes, Deshaun Watson, clear upgrade. He and Amari Cooper are going to do great together.
That's
Same
what they
with
said about
Njoku.
Amari Cooper and Dak and Dallas.
Amari Cooper was a top 10 wide receiver, I think, his first year in Dallas.
But not much last year.
I think a top 20 his
you
second
also added
year.
CeeDee Lamb last year, too, so...
Well, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
But as far as here, Nick Chubb is now my number 3 running back.
I don't disagree, but it also depends on how many times they hand the daggum ball off to him.
Oh, he'll run it a ton.
I hope so, because I got him on every league that I could possibly have.
And Kareem Hunt, way more valuable. I'm guessing Will Fuller somehow ends up here in like a super Vegas cheap type deal. I mean, it's like
as long as he's willing to commit a felony.
In Cleveland, not Vegas.
In Cleveland, yeah, no, it's a bargain basement type deal.
Yeah.
You know,
It's the old breakfast cost at Vegas where it costs $1.99 and we give you all the alcohol and food you want to eat.
Right, right. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what's going to be.
It also shows how long it's been since you've been to Vegas.
Yeah, no, I haven't been to. I don't like Vegas, so I don't go.
He's an idiot. Okay, so we got that. Then the quarterback thing started happening. But before all of this happened, Davante Adams traded to the Raiders for a first and a second in 2022. Signs a 5-year, $140.25 million deal. That's really only a 3-year, $62.5.
Poor guy. He's going to have to adjust his lifestyle.
Life's tough.
Yeah, it really sucks for this dude. He's going to play with Carr, who he played with at Fresno State. Probably the house he bought, since it's next door to Carr, is probably Gruden's old house. Before the Tyreek Hill, I expected him to move down to wide receiver 3. He moves back up one to wide receiver 2 now.
Because Tyreek got demoted.
Because Tyreek has fallen like a freaking rock.
Tyreek didn't get demoted. Tyreek got rejected.
He got smoked. He may not be on my top 10. I didn't look at it.
Mutombo like this is happening to Tyreek Hill right now.
Faux show.
You got paid, but you ain't getting nothing else.
I will take Tyreek back. Depends on what rookie garbage pickup I pick up.
Yeah.
To trade back.
Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, not to mention Carr, all dramatically more valuable now.
I think the one that this affects the most is Derek Carr. Derek Carr just became a top 10 NFL quarterback, fantasy quarterback at this point in time.
Oh boy, that's strong.
I just want to
I mean,
know.
he was borderline top 10 already.
he did
now
not have a game last year throwing for more than 2 TD passes.
Now it's got Devontae, who scores a touchdown pass every game, basically.
Every
He's got
2/3.
He's got Renfro as his number 2. Who was the number 1 wide receiver last year?
Well,
Renfro.
it was Henry Ruggs in the first half of the season when Carr was much better. Then once he killed somebody, he was out.
Allegedly killed somebody.
No, he did kill him. The person died in the other car, so he did it.
I mean, there's a judicial process, so you do have to say allegedly.
I don't think he was arrested for it. He's in jail for it. He's
not
going
in
to be
jail. He's on house
found
arrest.
guilty for it.
But I think Derek Carr's now a top 10 fantasy quarterback. When I go back to and I redo my
Borderline.
rankings, he'll probably be number 10 in the list.
He's probably like 12 for me. Yeah, it'll be crazy. I hope that he is much better.
What I want to know is why in the hell did everybody go to the AFC West?
Well, they didn't. Tyreek left, remember?
He's probably the only smart one who's going to make it out alive.
You get caught in arms race where this team makes this upgrade, and you got to make this upgrade to change with it. This team gets this person, you got to get that to stay with them. And that's what happens. It becomes an arms race in the AFC West.
Yeah.
We all agree that is the toughest division in football as it looks right now.
Oh, it's not close. It's like the NFC East was back in the 80s.
Yeah, they're going to beat the hell
The
out of
90s.
each other, and whoever wins 3 divisional games is going to win the damn division.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yes. I agree.
And
I mean,
there's going to be a really, really good team that probably doesn't make the playoffs.
there are going to be 2 good teams in that division that don't make the playoffs.
More than likely, yes. Could very well be Kansas City, but they always find a way to squeak it out. So
Because there's probably 2 teams in the AFC North. I would say that it's probably the Ravens. Well, it might be the Browns. But just first instinct, I'd say it's Ravens and Bengals.
Right.
In the East, it's only going to be the Bills. In the South,
that
it's
they'll-
only going to be the Titans. In the
Hold on, let's go back. The AFC South, there was a major trade made there as well.
yeah, Matty Ice
Matt Ryan's now the starting quarterback at Indianapolis. They gave up a 3rd-round draft pick for him after getting a 3rd-round draft pick for Wentz. What was the one flaw that the Colts had?
quarterback.
And Matt Ryan solved that problem for them.
For sure he did.
instantly. Matt Ryan just became the best quarterback in the AFC South.
Oh, no doubt. Hands down.
And right now, as a Titans fan, I'm looking up at the Colts.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
It depends on who's going to stop JT and who's going to stop King Henry.
Nobody's going to stop King Henry, but the problem with that is the Colts still have salary cap space to go out and address other issues they have. Now, Tennessee's done a great job of addressing them.
And an extremely loud podcaster that
Keeps recruiting people.
recruits everybody on every single.
The Colts right now, in my
availability.
opinion, are the best team in the AFC South, and that's spoken as a Titans fan. But I want to wait and see
I think that's realistic.
how things come
I don't
across.
think. I don't think so. I mean, I agree that he makes them a playoff contender.
Yeah.
But also, we haven't seen schedules or anything like that
But
yet.
just looking at it right now, there's 3 teams in the AFC North, 2 teams in the South, 1 team in the East, and 3 teams in the West that I would pick as playoff contenders. At this
One
point.
of the AFC South teams can run the ball indoors, outdoors, in space. It doesn't matter.
And that's Tennessee.
underwater, and that's Tennessee.
Yes.
So
But we also have a quarterback who turns the ball over 3 times in a game.
yeah, but you were also the number 1 seed in the AFC last year.
Had that work for us.
Well, not good because King Henry wasn't ready to play.
Yeah.
Although you did sack Joe Burrow 9 times.
Had that work for us. It didn't, did it? So there's 3 teams in the West,
Yep. Well,
2 in the South, 3 in the North, and 1 in the East that can make that can be in the playoffs this year. That's 9 teams for 7 spots.
yeah. I mean, the Patriots could contend. I just
that's
don't think
10.
they will.
I think they could based upon, but they haven't done a whole lot at this point in time. But they didn't have a whole lot left. They've done some little tweakings here and there. So there's legitimately 10 teams that are going to be in playoff contention in the AFC this next year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a killer.
The only teams we've ruled out at this point in time are we've ruled out the Jets, the Dolphins,
Jacksonville.
the
Pittsburgh.
Jaguars. I don't rule out Pittsburgh because we don't know what they're going to do really at quarterback
Houston.
yet. They have a chance.
and Denver, the teams I've ruled out so far.
Oh, you can't rule out Denver.
Yeah, we
No,
can. They're the 4th best team in the AFC West.
maybe.
All it takes is a couple wins, though, and then they're right
But
there.
we'll see. So moving on, We talked about the Colts trade. We talked about everything going on there. Falcons now signed Marcus Mariota, who was a pet project of Arthur Smith, who was offensive coordinator for Mariota when he was there.
At Tennessee.
Therefore making it where they now have a quarterback at that point in time. Not as good as Matt Ryan, but he's talented.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens with his 2-year contract. He was the second pick in the draft.
Second overall, yep.
Saints, they re-signed Jameis.
They re-signed the guy who was picked ahead of Marcus Mariota.
Yep.
By the Buccaneers, Jameis Winston. Like you had said, I want to give you credit for being right once.
Okay, we're going to go over the quarterback stuff coming up here in just a little while because I want to address that situation with everything.
We might do that in the after show
Playoff
because
Lenny
it's boring.
signed with the Bucks. 3 years, $21 million, $12 million guaranteed. Come on down, get another ring.
I mean, that was another. It has to be one of those.
Duh. You think?
Leonard,
After he flirted with New England.
It's Tom. It's Tommy.
Yeah.
Why don't you come back? Well, I got to go visit the Patriots first. You don't want to play there. Weather sucks.
Been
Come
there,
back.
done that.
Yeah,
I'm
been
here.
there, done that. Come back down. Okay, I went up there. It sucked, Tommy. Where do I sign?
Yep, I'm good. Let's go.
The Rams signed Allen Robinson, traded Bob Trees or Robert Woods away.
I think that is a great signing for the Rams.
Signing Allen Robinson, he might actually become the wide receiver you think he can be in LA now.
Yes. He will make them think, why did we spend so much time with Robert Woods?
And Tennessee gave up a 6th in 2023 for Robert Woods. And
Which
they
is-
could be happier.
Which is great for them
Yeah.
because he is a
We
great.
basically gave up nothing.
He is a perfect complement to AJ Brown.
I don't disagree.
I mean, he is better than any other wide receiver besides AJ Brown
And
on the Tennessee
he
roster.
said today at the press conference introducing him that he was going to be ready for opening day in Tennessee.
Which just tells me his knee injury wasn't or they repaired it so well. It was so easy to repair that it's ready.
Nowadays, with ligament injuries, with the stem cells that are available at this point in time, it accelerates the matrix being put down, and they heal so much faster and so much better than what they used to. The sports medicine that started with sports medicine with Kobe way back when he went to Europe and got this stuff done has now come full circle, and it's now part of our society, and now it's where normal people like us have that technology available to us if we can afford it.
Right.
And so the technology is absolutely amazing at this point in time.
Now remember the Titans cut Julio.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Matty Ice is in Indy,
Pat McAfee's going, come on down!
I got to think that that's the logical
Of course,
Julio destination.
Green Bay's going, we'll take you too.
But where would you rather play? Indoors in Indy or
I'd rather play indoors
in the
Indy
cold?
than in the cold in
Yeah,
Green Bay. But
for sure.
realistically, at this point in time, Julio's got all the money he wants. Well, nobody ever got all the money they want. He has enough money. He might win a ring. Let's go to Green Bay and see what can happen.
Well, I mean, it might happen in Indy, according to you.
Hell, he could go to Tom.
I don't think he's going to go to. I don't think Indianapolis is going to win a ring. I'm saying that right now they're the favorite in the AFC South.
Well, I don't think with Julio, Green Bay wins a ring.
I don't think with Julio
that
going
was-
anywhere, Julio's not going to play more than half the game.
That
anyway
was the
for those
other
games.
thing that I said to somebody today was part of why I think Tom Brady was like, I'm coming back. Was
There's nobody in the NFC.
Nobody's there. Who's he got to beat? Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford. That's it. And they were going to beat the Rams if it went to overtime.
Yeah, they had to beat San Francisco too, based upon what San Francisco does at quarterback. Other than that,
Yeah, it depends on what.
Ain't nothing to worry about there.
we'll see. San Francisco's might be the best. I think San Francisco's the best team.
Is the
in
NFC going to
West.
win another Super Bowl in the next 10 years?
Not
Yes.
in this decade.
Yes. So, one, it'll be just like we talked about that the other
Like
day.
a Rams situation?
Yeah, I mean, and I think they had it somewhere today too that the only person that upset the NFC dominance was the Raiders when they beat the Redskins in '84. Other than that, there was a 13-year run there where it was all NFC East teams.
That's what the AFC is going to be the next 13 years.
Right. I mean, in the next 10 years,
And damn well
one
could be the
NFC
AFC
team
West.
will win the Super Bowl.
I'm not sure I'd bet money on that.
One NFC team.
I'm not sure
In the
I'd bet
next
money
10
on
years?
that.
Oh, I'll
I
take
mean,
it.
yeah.
Give me the props.
I think,
I'll take it.
I think one of them, like you said, it's going to be like a all-in Rams. Okay. Hell, it could be next year with the GOAT coming back.
Yeah.
He could.
Could be. In other wide receiver news, Juju, the king of TikTok, has been reunited with Jackson Mahomes in Kansas City.
And Brittany, the newly married. Congratulations.
Yeah. I did notice in their wedding photographs, their beach wedding photographs, Brittany was barefoot. Pat had shoes on. So that tells me Pat's toe is fugly.
You think?
Oh my God, it is a hammer toe. Oh man.
You know, you have way too much time in your hand if you can pay attention to little details like that.
Well, I follow Brittany, so I got her little wedding thing. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Mahomes, isn't that
Do
sweet?
you just enjoy a train wreck, or
Yeah, he does.
Absolutely.
That's why he
I
can't
do.
wait to go see Jackson Mahomes and
Just-
Juju at
just
as they're
not
doing the
in-
TikTok
Oh, man,
dance
we're
before
gonna be
all
up
that.
there.
Jackson's moving to LA.
That's right. Jackson's
I
out.
heard
Peaced out.
I heard he's going to Crenshaw. A lot of Kansas City fans there. Wear a ton of red. I love you.
Okay, in other news, your favorite running back in Seattle, Rashard Penny, signed a one-year set, $5.75 million contract.
I love this. This is exactly what I hoped for. The Seahawks are going to suck so bad, they're going to do just like they did at the end of last season. Run.
They're going to suck so bad they're going to run him into the death penalty. He's going to be injured all year.
They'll run him for 7 or 8 games. He'll get injured, and then they can cut him. It'll be fine.
Tennessee signed Austin Hooper.
A real tight end.
We also re-signed Jeff Swaim. Therefore, we're going to have
And
more.
Kerry Blasingame, and there's some other
Yeah, I think we re-signed the tight
lame
ends.
dash O's that you signed.
Cordell Patterson re-signed with Atlanta.
Probably regretting that now.
More than likely, yeah. Now that Ryan's got, he's going.
I don't know. Maybe he won't.
What the hell did I sign myself up
Can you
for?
imagine a QB option route with Mariota at 6'5" and 230 or 240, whatever he's going now?
Mm-hmm.
He's coming out, and behind him is Cordero Patterson at 6'3",
yeah, 250.
240.
Yeah, it's going to be
And that
interesting.
runs like what, a 4.4, 4.5?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Atlanta does their offense this next year. Now, you're realizing the Atlanta wide receiver room, you know who the number one catcher is?
Olamide Zacchaeus.
With like 7 catches. isn't it?
Zacchaeus.
Or is it 27 catches or 7
Yeah, 27 catches for like 350 yards.
The 4
and 3
people that
touchdowns.
currently have it under contract right now have a combined total of less than 50 catches in the NFL.
Right. We got Gerald Everett going over to the Chargers. And one thing that I wanted to point out here too, 19 of the 32 teams currently have 12 million or more in dead cap money. And that goes to another thing Doc and I discussed. Eventually these teams have to pay the piper as far as salary cap. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. The salary cap is just magic money, and they can do whatever they want to do.
It's like, you know, the game of life where you had $100,000 bills thrown over the place. That's what this has become now in the NFL. It's not the monopoly money, it's life money at this point in time. And on that note, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and go over some top 10 stuff for fantasy ratings.
Can't keep the pest at bay? Call TNT and we'll blow them away. For a pest-free home or business, you need the best. You need TNT, prompt and professional pest control with custom plans tailored just for you. Call TNT Pest Control at 209-9225.
Being in a car accident is one of the most overwhelming and terrifying experiences that you can have. You must then deal with the physical and emotional trauma caused by the accident. Spinal ligament injury is the number one leading cause of pain and disability following a car accident. If you or a loved one have had a car accident, there's a high likelihood that you've suffered spinal ligaments injury. Here at Titan Medical Center, we specialize in detection, diagnosis, and treatment of car accidents. Call us today.
Can't keep the pest at bay? Call TNT and we'll blow them away. For a pest-free home or business, you need the best. You need TNT, prompt and professional pest control with custom plans tailored just for you. Call TNT Pest Control at 209-9225.
All right, we jump back in here with Tom's top 10 Doc rebuttal list.
Let's go through them.
Okay. Before today, I had Josh Allen at 1, which I'm even more certain about now. Had Patrick Mahomes at 2. I'm dropping him clear down to 7.
Wow, all the way down to 7.
Yep.
Ooh.
I'm going to move Tom Brady into 2 because he is a fantasy point machine.
Was he the best fantasy quarterback last year?
Most yards, most touchdowns. He wasn't the best though. Josh Allen, I think, was still number 1 overall
with the rushing touch
because of all the rushing.
Yep.
I put Matt Stafford then at 3, Joe Burrow at 4, Justin Herbert at 5, Aaron Rodgers at 6, ahead of Mahomes. Then we have Mahomes, then Dak, Then Kyler. Actually, I got too many on here. I see. Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson. I still think Russell Wilson's going to put up crazy
Okay,
numbers.
what do you have Deshaun Watson rated at this point in time? Are you going to have him in your top 10 since he's going to miss games
He
this year?
won't because he's going to miss games.
Okay, that's the reason why I
So
wanted
he
to make
won't.
sure.
He won't factor in there on a point. If we did point per game, he's top 5.
Okay. I don't disagree. As I said when I did my ratings, Watson's going to be a top 5 when he comes back in points per game as well. I agree with you completely. I'm not so keen on moving Mahomes down yet because I want to see what the Chiefs do with the draft capital they got and what they have as far as cap money goes. Although now they're probably going to go out and buy a defense at this point in time.
Well, I would kind of expect him to re-sign Tyrann Mathieu, who's a locker room
Why?
guy.
They've already filled him his position.
Yeah, but they have the money now. I mean,
but
they could give him.
you're
They
gonna
could
have-
do him a 1 year.
You're gonna have player A playing position A. You're gonna have player A playing. You're gonna have 2 players. Playing
Matthew
the same position.
and Reed played together in Houston
We'll see.
with the
But
Texans.
they basically
But that
play the
doesn't
same
fill
position.
the
It
that doesn't
fill
fill the
need.
wide receiver need.
It doesn't feel a wide receiver need. That's why they're going to trade one of their first rounders or both. For
And going
DK
back to
Metcalf.
my 10 that I put
Well,
together.
actually, MVS was in Kansas City today.
yeah,
Going back to my 10,
Okay.
I had Josh Allen,
Okay.
Mahomes, Herbert, Murray, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, Matt Stafford, and Matt Ryan. I don't have Tom Brady on here. Tom Brady would be in the top 5, probably number 4 at this point in time, and move Matt Ryan down. Although I like Matt Ryan at 11, especially now that he's in.
I'm assuming
Indianapolis.
that was pre.
Yeah, this was the one I put together about a month ago. Remember when
Yeah.
I was told to do something and I overachieved that day?
he did. He
yeah.
was an overachiever.
That's because half of the week you don't start work until 2:00, so you can do that.
I wish I had that much time off as you guys think I do. Okay. Running backs.
Yep. I have Jonathan Taylor as number 1, Derrick Henry, now Nick Chubb after the Deshaun Watson trade, Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, DeAndre Swift, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, and Cam Akers.
Yep. And I have
How are you going to rate Christian McCaffrey in full season and not Deshaun?
I took him in the first because he's going to be
Because
he's eligible for the
McCaffrey's-
full season. Whereas
Oh,
Watson's
okay.
not going
He's
to be.
eligible. He just won't play.
Yeah, Mister, I took him first pick in the draft
I
last year
hate that guy.
See, now you can pick him down like at around 9 or 10 and feel great about it.
when he gets injured.
I
the third game of the
wouldn't pick
season.
him with your picks.
Okay,
Yes, you would, because I don't
Yeah,
have any.
absolutely.
I have Derrick Henry 1, Christian McCaffrey number 2, Nick Chubb 3, Jonathan Taylor 4, Najee Harris 5, J.K. Dobbins 6, Austin Eckler 7, Dalvin Cook 8, Joe Mixon 9, and I got the rookie Brees Hall top 10 at this point in time.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
It is a bold move, Cotton. I cannot wait to see how much better already I know I'm kicking the shit out, all the stuff out of you. It's amazing.
I can hear Tommy now just looking at Doc.
One, you are one dumb son of a bitch.
And that dude has a
I
great
did,
haircut.
all my rankings were done before free agency took place. I haven't revised them since that point. I'm not going
The
to revise them
only
until
one
the
I
draft.
would have revised here is Nick Chubb. He moved up.
I had Nick Chubb at 3 already.
I know, that's how dumb you are.
How can I be dumb?
How can you not? That's
You're gonna
Because I hang out with you. That's obviously shows you how
who
dumb I
are you
am.
going to
for
move
sure.
down? Jonathan Taylor or Derrick Henry?
Who are you talking to, me or him?
Yeah, you. You
Nick
said-
Chubb's already he's got a number 3.
I thought he said he would move him up.
No, he said
Where did you have him?
I have him 3.
I would have had
So
Nick
where the hell
Chubb.
are you going to put him?
I'm
I
not
would-
going to put him. I got him 3.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have had Nick Chubb lower. I moved him up after the Deshaun Watson.
okay.
I mean, I would have had Nick
get it.
Chubb down at 6 or 7.
Okay, I get it now. I thought
Prior.
I thought you were saying his list, which was number 3, which is
Because
also your
because they wouldn't have used him right.
Well, they're not going to use him right anyway.
Oh
right
my
now.
God, he's going to have so many rushing touchdowns.
That's what we thought last year, and it didn't work out that way, did it?
It didn't last year, but they had Baker. Now they'll have Deshaun or Jacoby Brissett, who is signed to be the Deshaun's backup.
Okay, wide receivers.
Cooper Kupp. Then at 2, I had Tyreek Hill.
Is he number 11 now?
Man, no, he'll go to.
By the way, Seth's going.
That's what Tyreek said to any hopes of a Super Bowl.
I'm Antoine Winfielding the hell out of that and right back at him. Pow! Suck on that.
So where's Tyreek going to be at now?
9 or 10.
9 or 10?
Yeah.
I had him at 7 already on my list.
So
He's dropping lower than that on my list as
Cooper
well.
Kupp, Devontae, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Stephon Diggs, probably then Tyreek Hill, then DeAndre Hopkins. And of course, this is all based on that they're all there, and that, like in the case of DeAndre Hopkins, he's healthy. I love Mike Evans here because until Chris Godwin comes back, I think he is going to kill it.
I think he is too.
I think he's going to just kill it.
And remember-
He might have 12 TDs before Godwin plays halfway through the season.
Yeah, this is what I had. I had Justin Jefferson number 1, Devontae Adams number 2, Cooper Kupp number 3, Deebo Samuel's number 4.
Oh, I forgot Debo. How could I do? Well, I gotta be honest with you. I can't rely on Debo until I see what they're doing with Trey Lance.
Well, he's gonna get a rushing touchdown every game and a receiving touchdown every other
He's
game.
not going to
At
do that.
least.
We'll see.
He's not going to do
My number
all that.
5 is AJ Brown. 6 is Jamar Chase. 7 Tyreek, and Tyreek's way too high. Tyreek's going to drop all the way down to number 10 at this point in time. Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, and CeeDee Lamb.
Damn, you guys got no faith in.
I got no faith in Tua being able to throw the ball down the field to him.
No, I have no.
I have complete faith in Tua being able to complete the 5 to 10 yard passes, but not the 20 to 35 yard passes.
What about when he freaking just breaks loose and runs a 50-yarder?
Oh, he can do that.
Tua?
Tyreek. I mean, Tyreek's going to get some big plays, but they're going to be like the big plays against Buffalo. It's going to be a 15-yard dig that he's going to cut across the field and catch it and outrun everybody. He's the
not gonna be
60-yard bombs and that stuff. It's
thing of
gone.
the past.
Does Tyreek's movement to Miami make Waddle more valuable?
Yes.
No.
Because Tyreek's going to be more of a target, and they're going to.
No, I don't think it impacts his value at all.
I think it increases his value because he's going to now be not subject to being double teamed at this point.
Okay, let me back this up. His value in a PPR will still be high.
Yes.
Waddle's value in a standard league is not good.
I think it still goes up because he's going to get more catches at that point in time for more yards. Because Tyreek's going to take the double team away from him.
I think Gesicki is probably the beneficiary there.
Gesicki probably is the biggest beneficiary of all of them. Now let's go to tight ends.
That place closed down.
Gesicki's?
Tight ends. It's been renamed. All right, so I've got Andrews, Travis Kelce, the disappearing tight end, Kyle Pitts, TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle, Darren Waller, Dalton Schultz, Hunter Henry, Rob Gronkowski, Mike Gesicki.
Okay. And I have Andrews, Kelsey, Pitts, Kittles, Dawson Knox, Gesicki, Freiermuth, Hawkinson, Goddard, and Waller.
You know there's.
You don't even have Schultz on there?
I do later. He's number 12.
He was the number 6 tight end last year.
Oh,
I
not
understand.
according to Doug.
I have him rated number 12 right now. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
So again, another question: with Tyreek's departure, does that make Travis Kelce more valuable, or?
I don't think his value can increase.
Yeah. The at this point in time, if you're a Travis Kelce owner, you're hoping his value stays the same because he clearly lost a step last year. He clearly was not the same tight end he was 2 years ago at this point in time. And you're hoping that decline he showed from 2000 to 2001 isn't exacerbated going into 2002. You hope it's a steady decline going down, not the drop off the cliff type thing. Because if you look at it, he had some really great games. He had some really games. He didn't have a whole lot of. He wasn't Kelce of 2 years ago. He was a magical disappearing tight end. Last year he was the tight end who sometimes disappeared, but most of the time was visible.
Well, and especially last year with the first 7 games, they played just complete garbage.
Yeah, and so with Kelce, he's 36 now, going to be 37 before the season starts, if I remember correctly.
Something like that. Pretty close.
And so, yeah, he's that old. And so he clearly lost a step last year, and will he continue to lose that step this year? Which going back to the Hill trade, Hill clearly lost a step last year as well.
Well, I think part of that though is
he was not the explosive wide receiver last year that he was in 2000.
2020.
Yeah, but I don't think that was really the players as much it was defensive schemes
The
finally
defensive,
catching
yeah.
up to
Yeah,
the
figuring
Chiefs.
out
And so by
how to
Kansas City
stop it.
trading Hill away, it might make their offense more open depending on what they're able to replace him with, because now they're not relying on that 1 or 2 people to do this with.
Well, Juju
That's why I'm not willing to move Mahomes down yet, because I think the fantasy wise, Mahomes might be more valuable because he's going to have more targets
he's
to
going
throw
to find a
to.
way to score. Yeah.
rather than feeling obligated,
Maybe.
I feel obligated to throw the ball to Hill to get him going. Now I can throw the ball to whoever's damn well open.
My thought on that is that it reduces his total yardage per game, which also then reduces his touchdown opportunity.
For Mahomes?
Yes.
Okay. It might, but I don't, their offense is going to be their offense. It's going to be the same offense, they're going to put part A into position A.
With the exception that they have nobody right now that can run past the defense. Like, even McCole Hardman cannot run past
And
defenses
how many
Tyreek
sub
did.
4.40s are there in the draft?
There are a lot, but they're not going to be in position to draft one. I mean, they might be
They
able
will-
to.
hold on,
they
they'll
might be
be in
able to
position to
draft
draft
the
one.
Alabama guy who blew his knee out if he's still there.
They're going to be in position to draft one or two of them just because they got the 29th and 30th pick in the draft. Not all 8 of those guys are going to be gone in the first round.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see. Now let's go to your defenses.
Okay.
And how can you not have the Bills listed on here?
Because I just don't have. Because I put on here defenses I think are going to score.
I don't have Pittsburgh above Dallas.
Because Pittsburgh, I know they're going to get sacks and interceptions because they play the Browns and the Bengals and the Ravens.
And who's the starting
We play the NFC least. That's
Who's the starting quarterback for the Cowboys?
a top 10?
Oh, you mean Toast?
Oh, cornerback or quarterback?
Cornerback?
Well, he's also going to get an interception.
He's not going to get that many interceptions next year
Probably not. He'll probably only have like 7
because they're going to throw the ball in twice as much.
half.
No, twice as much because who are you going to pick on? Okay, so go through your top 10, Tom. I'm sorry.
So I went with the Rams first, the Steelers, the Cowboys, the Patriots, the Saints, the Browns, the Bucks, the Eagles, the Titans, and the 49ers. And the only reason the 49ers are low in my list, again, they don't score a lot of touchdowns.
No, they don't, but they
Either
get a
on
lot of
defense or
sacks.
special
They get a lot of
teams.
sacks and turnovers.
It's all sacks.
Yep. And mine were the Bills, the 49ers, the Buccaneers, the Patriots, the Titans, the Colts, the Broncos, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, and the Chiefs as a top 10. Obviously, the Chiefs are no longer a top 10 defense at this point in time.
It's all about scoring. Indianapolis and the Chiefs almost made my list. They would be like 11 and 12 because they score touchdowns.
Because the Chiefs have lost too much with Tyrone Matthews' leadership in the back, in my opinion, at this point in time.
I don't think that was a big loss for them.
But we'll see. So that's it. Our list. This list will be in flux, and we'll get these posted to the YouTube page and to the Facebook page as soon as Seth gets it done. So if you have any questions about our top 10 list, text us, email us, get a hold of us on Facebook, that type of stuff as we go along. And now we're going to take our final break now, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about quarterback movement and movement overall.
And how wrong Doc is.
We'll see.
Can't keep the pest at bay? Call TNT and we'll blow them away. For a pest-free home or business, you need the best. You need TNT, prompt and professional pest control with custom plans tailored just for you. Call TNT Pest Control at 209-9225.
Being a crack is one of the most overwhelming and terrifying experiences that you can have. You must then deal with the physical and emotional trauma caused by the accident. Spinal ligament injury is the number one leading cause of pain and disability following a car accident. If you or a loved one have had a car accident, there's a high likelihood that you've suffered spinal ligaments injury. Here at Titan Medical Center, we specialize in detection, diagnosis, and treatment of car accidents. Call us today.
Can't keep the pest at bay? Call TNT and we'll blow them away. For a pest-free home or business, you need the best. You need TNT, prompt and professional pest control with custom plans tailored just for you. Call TNT Pest Control at 209-9225.
All right, we're jumping back in here. We're on the what I officially labeled quarterback roulette. Doc wrong on most, right on one.
Okay, let's go through this real quickly. Okay, in the we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down by division. In the AFC East, what movement did we have predicted?
I didn't even see that. I didn't even open the attachment because I was driving.
We didn't have any movement predicted in the AFC East because they're set. Allen's the quarterback, Tua, Jones, and Wilson the starting quarterbacks in the AFC East. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. In the NFC East, what movement was predicted? We knew that Washington was going to be a new quarterback.
Yeah, we
Dak-
I said Jimmy G, you said Deshaun, and it was Carson Wentz.
So we were both wrong.
I mean, It's like it's not even close.
Yeah. We're both wrong.
Yeah, but I didn't. Okay, go ahead.
But we knew there was going to be a quarterback change in Washington. We just didn't know what piece was going to fit where. Correct?
And for everybody watching and listening, we do have we do random checks on Tom just to make sure he's okay with two sprains.
we do drug testing on Tom every now and then as well.
I got to tell you what, Mike Florio hated Carson Wentz's introductory outfit at his press
my
conference.
God, didn't he look like-
it was a gold jacket with a red shirt?
Like
I was like,
ketchup
that
and-
is hot.
Didn't he look like Ron Weasley from
Oh my God.
Harry Potter?
Well,
Florio
Chasing
said
the golden, whatever it was.
yeah, I don't know. Florio said he looked like he was getting ready to open his new McDonald's. I don't care. I loved it. I want that suit. I want that suit with. I got the red shirt.
I'm
I
sure
want
you-
that suit. It is hot.
I'm sure you can find that on the clearance section.
Oh,
Sure you
I'll
did,
take
too.
it.
Go to the Goodwill 21st
Oh.
and buy it someplace like that. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
my
they'll have
God.
one available for you. So,
Sweet.
So let's
I'm
go back
in.
to this. So we knew that there was going to be quarterback change in Washington. We just didn't have the right piece in the right place, correct?
We just didn't think they were
Right.
that desperate.
Well, if you stop and look at it, they traded for a quarterback who threw 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions last year. Not a bad ratio.
So did
I'll
Matt
take
Ryan,
it.
actually.
And I traded for him too, didn't I?
Yeah.
Now let's go to the AFC South. AFC South.
South.
We predicted there was going to be quarterback change in Indianapolis, correct?
Yes.
We were wrong in the piece. I thought Mariota was going to go there.
I
That was
had-
Ryan.
I had Carson Wentz or a wild card. So I'm taking partial credit. I am right
No,
on that. That was
you're
a
not-
wild
you
card.
can't-
You're
play
not
the field.
you're not getting partial
You don't-
credit for it because you didn't have.
I took it. I don't care.
You did not have Matt Ryan moving anywhere. You said he was going to be the quarterback for Atlanta. Therefore,
I did.
You're stuck with him being
No,
in
I
Atlanta.
said it could possibly also be Ryan Tannehill.
And you don't get credit for the field. That's like a senator voting present.
Yeah.
Good call. That's what I did. I got credit.
So we knew there was going
I
to be a
showed up. I
quarterback
got
change
credit.
in Indianapolis.
You said it was going to be Marcus Mariota. Who's the dumbass? It's not me.
But I predicted the change was going to be there, didn't I? Did you?
I said it was Carson Wentz or a wild card.
Okay, Carson Wentz or a wild card, which means you played
It
both
was a
sides.
wild card.
You played both sides of the fence.
I
You
was
played
half
Wentz
wrong.
and
I was half right.
You played. Well, I was 100% right with it being changed.
Well,
I didn't have the name right.
A half wrong and a half right would technically be a zero-sum game.
Oh,
Or a
negative
half-ass
Ghost
one,
Rider.
too.
Yeah.
I had change
All
coming.
right,
There. I didn't know
so-
who it was.
so-
a half a negative and a half a positive.
So we had
that equals
Tennessee.
0.
Which I said was going to be Tannehill, and you said no, it's going to be Rodgers.
I said it could be Rodgers. I'm not ruling it out.
I rolled it out immediately, didn't I?
Yep.
Nancy, you were there. Okay, let's go to the
Oh,
AFC.
let me,
South.
okay, there's two.
Let's go to
you're-
NFC South.
Let me give you credit for no change, and I'll change that. So now you have two right.
I should have 2.5 right because I should get partial credit for predicting there's going to be a quarterback change in Indianapolis.
You named
Seth,
a name.
you're the arbitrator.
You named a name.
Half credit or no credit? Because I knew there was going to be change. I just didn't have their name right.
Don't be rude.
We'll have to figure that out.
Okay, in the NFC South, I predict there's going to be a quarterback change in Atlanta. Correct? You said no, it's going to be Matt Ryan. Who was right and who was wrong?
That particular situation.
I was right.
You were
Nope.
right.
Doc says Kenny Pickett.
I said they were going to draft somebody.
You said Doc says Kenny Pickett. So currently you are.
Hold on.
undecided.
I predicted there was
I
going to be change
predicted
there.
wrong.
I predicted
I
there was
am
going to be
wrong.
I predicted there was going to be change there. Correct?
Oh, I predicted that there were going to be free agent signings. Whoop-de
Well,
frickin' do.
the whole
I'm a
thing
genius.
the whole thing is looking at what was going to take place, and we predicted Matt Ryan was going to be gone someplace else. I had him going to Cleveland, which was at that point in time the obvious choice. Darnold's going to be in Carolina. Winston I had going back to New Orleans. Brady threw everything into a flux when he came back in Tampa Bay. So I get credit there. Now let's go to the NFC North, or the AFC
What do you
North.
mean you get credit? You don't get credit for anything on here.
I do too. The AFC North. Quarterbacks right now are Jackson in Baltimore.
Yep.
I predicted change there. I was wrong.
Yep.
By the way, Seth, how's that feel getting stuck
Oh,
with
hold on a
Huntley?
second. Let me go ahead and mark this wrong.
Well, it doesn't really change anything for me with two
No.
sprains or Huntley because I wasn't going to play either of them.
Yep. Burrow, Cincinnati's
Let me
good
mark
to go.
that right. Already I'm ahead.
Hold on.
And to be honest, I was just so happy to get two sprains off of my roster. You could have offered me this glass cleaner thing that I already own, and I probably would have taken it.
Okay. Cincinnati, Watson. I had Ryan going there. Did you have change taking place in Cleveland?
In Cincinnati, I had no change going
In
place.
Cleveland, did you have change taking place?
I said I think Baker's gone.
That's like predicting
That's right.
It's going to rain in April.
Well, actually, it's not right yet. I can't mark that. You
He's
said
not
Matt
wrong.
Ryan per doc.
Yeah, I said I knew there was going to be change.
Survey says
I knew there was going to be change.
Okay, we'll say half a point.
Okay.
negative
I
Ghost
can
Rider.
take half a point because
That
I
is a
predicted
full
change.
zero.
I predicted change. That's what I'm looking for here.
That
I
is
predicted
a
change.
full
Are you guys trying to
zero.
get credit based on your actual correct prediction, or that there was change, which is like a half a point?
Well,
in the
in
actual-
this
I am
case,
trying
I
to
think
get
it should be,
credit
if
for
we predict
saying
there's going
if
to be
it's
change,
not Carson Wentz,
half a
it's
point.
going to be something
or
straight
are we
out of
just-
left field.
Or are we just trying to shit on Doc? Either way, I'm okay with
Both.
they're trying to poop on Doc. Okay, Pittsburgh. I had Jimmy G. Is Trubisky at this point in time? Who could have predicted Trubisky's going to end up in Pittsburgh?
Nobody did, but I said, who knows as long as no Mason Rudolph. I'm not taking credit for that, but I'm just
But Mason
saying
Rudolph's
I was
still there.
I was a lot closer.
Mason Rudolph's still there.
He ain't going to be the starter.
Okay, let's go to the NFC North. They pretty much stayed the exact same.
Yeah.
Fields, Goff, Rodgers, and Cousins. I had Cousins being gone. I had Lamar Jackson going there, so I was wrong in that case.
White Dak Prescott stayed.
Yeah, the better Dak Prescott stayed.
That's not true at all.
We'll see about that one. Okay, in the AFC West, we predicted change was going to take place in one place and one place only, and that was Denver. I had Rodgers going there. Wilson's there instead. I said Carr was going to stay, Herbert was going to stay, and Mahomes was going to stay. You said Carr was gone, didn't you?
No, I said should be Carr.
You guys don't even have
Although
Kirk Cousins
I said-
in the top 10 and Dak is the top 10.
I said McDaniels loved Baker.
Not now.
No, he's got Devontae. Who would want frickin' Baker when you got Devontae? So there you go. I won again. You're wrong.
What? I predicted Carr was going to be in,
You don't know.
in Las
You
Vegas.
didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You predicted nothing.
I said he was going to be in Las Vegas. Okay.
Oh, I got to mark all this Seattle wrong.
Yep, Seattle was wrong. In the NFC West, we had Arizona, Murray, Stafford. We had Lance being the quarterback in San Francisco. The one we have wrong was Seattle, who is now apparently Drew Lock, pending what takes place with Baker because Baker supposedly is in play going to Seattle.
Yep.
And I'm trying to figure out why the hell Seattle would want him in the first place. At $18.8 million, why would you want him unless you're getting a
Because
draft pick
he's
back?
still better than Drew Lock.
I don't disagree, but Seattle's going to suck this year anyway, so why don't we suck for the first pick in the draft next year?
The Jets offer to Kansas City.
Was it fourth or something like that?
I don't know which, pick number 35, 38, and 69, and the Jets would have gotten Hill and the number 103.
So it would have been 2 seconds and a third for
You
Hill.
didn't even try.
Well, they did try. They just didn't.
They
pay near
did.
enough.
They weren't going to give up.
That's like a Doc trade.
They weren't going to give up a first.
Yep. And now there's a couple of players still in question out there. Jimmy G, where's he going to end up at?
I have no idea. I think what they're going to do is they're going to hold him right into the preseason.
And see who gets injured and
Yep. And
You know-
hope somebody gets injured in training camp, and then they'll be desperate. It'll be just like whatever it was 10 years ago when was it Minnesota that gave up like 2-1s to the Eagles
yeah,
for
for
Sam Bradford?
yeah,
It'll be just like that.
it'll be just like that. And the other one is, what's Carolina going to do? Is Darnold their starting quarterback going into the season? Because right now he's listed at that
yeah.
chart as number one.
Yeah, he's the starter for now.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of last year. After the first 3 games last year with McCaffrey in the lineup, Darnold was a top 5 fantasy quarterback at that point in time, and we were
Yes.
talking about him getting an extension.
Well, you were talking about it.
McCaffrey gets injured and Darnold
I told
dies.
everybody I was not sold.
McCaffrey gets injured, Darnold dies.
Rinse and repeat. Next year, same cycle.
You're just still burned out on McCaffrey because he burned you with the first pick in the draft.
He is.
Look at how many damn games he's played every year.
I don't. That's why I told you
Played
last
5
year.
in the past 2
Was
years.
the fact being he was going to be injured? Remember?
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
And what's the best ability?
Getting injured.
Availability.
Oh.
Especially when it comes to fantasy football.
Yeah. Screw that guy.
Okay, now, while you guys were sleeping while I was here in the morning working, I went through and I put together the top 75 draft picks for rookies for dynasty players this year.
You were here. I don't know if you were working. Tabitha was probably doing everything because she's the glue that holds this place together.
Love it.
And don't ever tell her that I said anything nice to her.
She listens
God,
to the podcast. You know that, don't
I
you?
am totally going to make
It
sure
will-
she knows that.
It will ruin our relationship because she'll think something's wrong.
Well, she might think you actually are.
A nice
Smart.
person.
No, that's never going to happen.
Okay. So I went through and I compiled the list of the top 75 dynasty draft picks for this year for rookies.
As he says he was working. Okay, go ahead.
And I didn't share it with you guys. You know why?
Why?
Why am I doing your homework for you?
Because you're a host of a fantasy football podcast.
I got
and
to
that
tell
would be
you,
kinda your job.
I guarantee there aren't 75 players in the rookie draft that are rookies that are worth having.
I don't disagree with you. After I got to about number 50, I'm going, what the heck am I doing?
There probably aren't 20.
I'll be honest with you. I probably don't care about any more than 3. And I can't even tell you who those names are until Tommy puts them on his list.
Yeah, until you're spying on Tommy's list on the side there. So, guess who I have ranked at number 1?
Brees Hall.
Good guess!
Fucking so proud of himself. You want a cookie?
Shrine Bowl
Do
kid.
you have one?
No.
Then don't offer if you don't have it.
Yeah, that is rude.
Don't be rude.
Don't be
That's
rude.
beyond rude.
That's
And so, by looking at the list,
I thought
can
you gave up Mountain Dew, by the way.
I tried to. I got some today for the first time this week.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Somebody won't bring me any moonshine.
He has it all.
No.
He doesn't have any left, I'm sure.
I do not have. I have a 0.
And so we are basically a month from the draft now. So
Yeah.
we need to kind of turn our focus to talking about some of the people who are going to be available in the draft as far as position skill players go. And we were kind of texting some stuff back and forth about this week. Where's Brees Hall going to go in the NFL draft? Is he going to be a first-round draft pick or is he going to be a second-round draft pick?
Second.
Is there going to be any running backs picked in the first round?
No.
Not an uncommon trend in the NFL. In fact, there will probably be somewhere between 8 and 10
Wide receivers.
drafted in the first round
2 or 3 quarterbacks.
who are dropping like rocks at this point in time.
By the way, did you see the kid from Liberty? Holy smokes.
Yeah.
It was a pro day at his university with choosing the throws that he wanted to throw.
I understand that.
Running
but
the routes
dude
with
put
people
on
here
the
familiar
show.
with it. There. Yeah, he did. So did Matt Corral today.
But I guess that kid is really, really like a good dude off the field too, because he was saying how he loves the fact that some of his other guys, which there's going to be 1 or 2 guys that are going to get drafted because of this
Being
pro
there,
day.
yeah.
He said it's great that they're getting the exposure, and I guess he helped some old lady with something
Yeah,
on the street.
but the quarterbacks are dropping like rocks because there's not going to be one taken in the top 10 this year.
Oh, yeah. There will be.
Who's going to trade up?
Nobody's going to trade up.
Who's going to take? one
You're
in the top
talking
10?
about who's at 6. I forget who's at 6. Atlanta's at 8. Seattle's at 9. Washington's at 11.
Washington would probably be the first.
Probably
one to take.
Philadelphia. Don't they have 37 picks? in
Nah,
the first
15,
round?
16, and 19. So there's certainly a possibility for a trade in or a trade up. That's another thing. If the Chiefs don't trade one of their picks or both of their picks for an established wideout, they trade up with Philadelphia.
Texans-
Philadelphia's like, sure, give us your 2 picks. You can move up 15, 16, 19. We don't care.
Texans at 3 could take somebody.
No.
No,
They're
committed
going
to
with
at this
Davis
point,
Mills, and they're going if Davis Mills either works or he doesn't. If he works, he's their quarterback. If he doesn't, in next year's quarterback draft where there's 5 potential first rounders, they'll get one of them.
Giants
Exactly.
could because they've got 2 in the top 10.
Giants aren't going to. They're gonna put people around Danny Dimes to see if they can make him into something.
Yep.
Panthers at 6.
Panthers at 6. That was it.
That's the closest. That's the closest team right now that's looking at getting one. But
Seattle at 9.
I don't think Seattle's going to be going for one right now because none of them meet the criteria of what he likes.
I don't think Pete's going to have control over that.
He might not.
The WTF at 11, they say they need a quarterback.
If Malik Willis is there, we're taking him. I guarantee it.
Okay, hold on. You guarantee if he's there, number 11, you're going to take him.
If not, you owe us both moonshine.
Okay. Done.
Okay. And so let's go back here and address a couple of things. Let's look at team needs at this point in time. I think I've got that here in front of me. Yep, I do.
Even more homework?
It was a slow week in the office for Doc.
Okay, let's look at some of these.
By the
teams.
way, if you need your back cracked or anything, Doc is looking for more things to do rather than his fantasy football homework. So come see Titan Medical. There's your shameless plug.
Okay, finally somebody plugs it for me. Okay, let's go through some of this. Okay, Kansas City. I'm going to start with the home team here. Their needs going into free agency were
What
wide
are we
receiver.
looking like on our shutdown there? 4 minutes.
We were talking about Kansas City. Their needs were wide receiver, defensive end, defensive back, and running back. Have they fulfilled any of those? They've made wide receiver a bigger need, haven't they?
Yes, wide receiver is a bigger need.
fulfilled the
Also,
defensive
Demarcus Robinson signed with the Raiders. Byron Pringle signed with
Arguably, though, because they
somebody
did sign
else.
Juju. Juju is talented. And
Yeah, but there was a downgrade from Juju from Hill
100%,
to Juju.
100% guaranteed.
Therefore, they've created a
definitely
bigger
need,
hole there.
they definitely need to trade for somebody.
Have they addressed the defensive end position?
Nope, because they
about defensive
re-signed
back?
Frank Clark. No, they did
They
sign
went tit
somebody,
for tat. Matthews
but
is gone.
he's not as good as, well, not safety wise, but they'd signed another corner, but he's, I don't think, as
But they
good as
lost the
Travarius
quarterback, yep.
Ward was. So they still need more there.
Running back, have they addressed that?
No.
Not even close. Now, Kansas City, could they be using a number 30 draft pick on a running back?
Well, I mean, this is my first initial thought to all this too was why aren't they throwing a fourth or a fifth at especially one of the ones they just got from Miami to the Giants for Saquon?
That's a good question. I don't disagree. Now let's go to Dallas. Dallas going in had offensive line holes. They got bigger offensive line holes now, don't they?
Yeah, but more money.
Wide receiver. Have they addressed the wide receiver?
No, they still need another. They'll probably draft a young guy.
Defensive
Something
line
dumb
help?
will fall, like one of the Ohio State guys or an Alabama guy will fall to them.
Defensive line, have they addressed that at all, Seth?
No.
Linebacker,
They re-signed their players.
linebacker or safety, have they addressed any of those?
They re-signed all their players at linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay. And have they addressed the new GM?
Not till Jerry takes the celestial dirt now.
They're addressing the legitimacy.
That was my throwing of the legitimate of that. Okay, now let's go to Washington, the commodes. Quarterback, they addressed that. I think they addressed it successfully too. If he goes 27-7 for interceptions to touchdown ratio, would you be happy with that?
Yes, thrilled.
27 interceptions, 7 touchdowns.
27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
4
4-to-1 ratio.
Where can I bet money that that's not going to happen?
We'll see. I think they've addressed that one. You can finally
I'm going
mark
to
one off the
guess
list.
that it's probably closer to 24-12.
Okay. Offensive line. Have they addressed their offensive line problems?
No.
Okay. D-back.
No.
New owner.
Unfortunately, no.
Until Bezos buys it.
Not until they actually get in front of Congress and Congress grills them over this whole situation. That's the only thing that's going to cause them to really address that thing.
Yeah, and they're not going to do that anytime soon.
Not soon.
It's an election year. They're not getting even close to doing that this year. Maybe next year, but we'll see. And now, Tennessee. Offensive line. We've addressed that. We re-signed Ben Jones. We've also addressed it, signing some other players that will step in and help us.
still,
at that point in time.
you're like you said, you're going to need Lawan to take a restructure.
Yep, we definitely need Lawan to do a restructure. Tight end, we definitely addressed that one. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
You addressed it. You didn't.
We upgraded with Hooper.
You did upgrade to Hooper. Hooper is way better than anybody that you've had for years.
2 years ago, we had Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
Hooper is better than Jonnu Smith.
Maybe. We'll see.
But we definitely fixed that one, or addressed that one at least, so we can mark that one off the list. Linebacker. We re-signed a couple linebackers.
Yeah, you're just like Dallas did. You kept the guys that you needed to keep.
The one area we haven't really addressed yet is we haven't got a backup quarterback for Tannehill.
Yeah.
So overall, Tennessee's done a pretty good job, better than the other three.
It's probably going to have to be
about.
the same thing. You're probably looking at somebody down the road.
Well,
What happens? They are a prime place. If something happens to Tannehill, they throw a first
At Jimmy G.
at Jimmy G.
What we're really hoping Desmond Ryder falls to the third round so we can pick him in the third round. That's what we're really hoping happens, that way we can get our quarterback for the future for a third round draft pick.
Okay.
Okay, and how much more time do we have left? Seconds?
All right, there we go. We're out for this. We might have a little bit we'll talk about on the post game. So for all of you people out there in TV land, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. All right, now that we're in the post show and the Facebook only crowd, are there anything else? Is there anything else in those lists you want to go over?
No, I think we pretty much addressed everything that I had on my list to go over and do.
Okay.
I am excited to see that we're getting resolution to a lot of the personnel moves in the NFL. So now we have ideas what teams are shaping up to look like going forward. So let's do this real quickly. Pick your 7 playoff teams. Pick your four division winners in the AFC, Seth.
Damn, that's going to be tough.
Gee, I can do mine right now.
Oh, easy.
I'm going to say Cincinnati, Buffalo. That's not the same, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Different divisions.
All right.
Buffalo, Cincy.
I'm going to say the Chargers. And then what division am I missing? The South?
South.
Yep.
Who's in the South?
Titans or Colts?
You know what? I'll go with Colts.
Tom?
Yeah, I'm going with. I'm sorry, I'm putting this into one of the sheets here. I'll go with Buffalo. I'm going to have to go with Cincy now.
Cincy upgraded everything they needed to in the offseason.
Man, God, I really want to see the schedule. I think I'm going to go with Chargers too, but I'm going to go with the Titans.
I agree with Tom. I got the same 4 teams. Although Cleveland made it a lot closer than what I thought they were going to.
I just don't know in the AFC West who the hell's going to make it out alive. Like, who's going to...
I just think it's going to be the Chargers.
The Chargers did everything they needed to address every flaw they had.
Except for winning me a bet.
So then, Seth, who would be your playoff teams?
Name the other 3 wildcard teams.
I'm going to go with New England.
He's a crack smoker.
Huh?
He's a crack smoker.
I'm not going to bet against Belichick.
I can understand that.
I'm going to go with New England. I'm going to go with Tennessee and Cleveland.
Wow. No Kansas City.
No.
Okay. Tom?
Well, I'll take the Chiefs. And I'm going to take Baltimore. And I think I'm going to take the Raiders.
3 AFC West teams.
I'm going to take the Browns, the Ravens, and Kansas City. Okay, now name your 4 NFC division winners, Tom.
Let's see. I will go with
I mean, we all know who we're all picking for the NFC least. Just
Dallas.
Thank you.
Green Bay,
If you say anybody other than Dallas, we're drug testing you immediately.
Tampa Bay,
Better get a cup.
and Rams.
You pick Dallas, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and the Rams, correct?
Yep.
Seth?
I'm trying to see if I disagree with anything on that list.
I don't know how you can.
I think the only sub that I was considering making would have been San Francisco, but I don't think so with the Rams. I think I'm going to stick with that, and I'll put San Francisco on the playoff list.
Okay.
You're going to stick with the Rams or the 49ers?
The Rams.
So you're taking the same teams Tom took?
Yeah, I was literally trying to see where I disagree, and I don't.
Okay. I'm going to take Philly.
Hang on. Let me get back to the right page.
One, you are one dumb son of a bitch.
Green Bay. Tampa. San Francisco.
Okay.
You had the three playoff teams, Seth.
The Fortiners.
Oops.
Let's see. The Commode. No, it's not the Commodes.
That would have been funny.
Don't be rude.
Wasn't being rude, being funny.
I
There's
was
a difference.
just being serious. Let me see. Shit. Let's see. We got San Francisco. I've got.
The problem is there's not the 3 teams.
I know
in the playoffs.
Minnesota.
Can we kick an AFC team over?
Yeah. Can I pull an AFC West team out of here? Which AFC West team wants to join the NFC least? Come on over.
You got 2 more to go. You got the 49ers. Pick 2 more.
Minnesota.
1 more.
Oh God. Who's the best of the worst teams here? Arizona.
Hey, Tom, you're at the 3.
San Francisco, Arizona, Philly.
Not a bad selection.
My other 3 are the Vikings, the Rams, and Dallas.
Oh, you have really? Who do you think we're gonna lose to?
I have Philly winning the NFC East.
I know. Who do you think we're gonna lose to in that shit show of a division?
The Eagles twice.
How much are you willing to bet on that?
Yeah, I want in on that too.
$5.
Oh Jesus.
At least make it 10, so I can go down and get a beer, a chicken fried, and some fries.
Okay. We'll go to Tuesday night tacos at O'Malley's. Where beer and 4 tacos.
Okay,
$10.
done.
Done.
God, we're gonna eat good.
Yeah, I am.
we
We're gonna be really good. You guys each gonna take me there once? It's gonna be really good.
You still have an IHOP bet you have to pay off.
Yeah,
You're right, I do.
Somebody has to do that before the new season starts.
It will be before the new season starts, I promise. Okay, so now we picked our division. Who's going to be the MVP in the AFC next year?
Josh Allen.
Seth?
You know what? Joey B comes back.
Joey B?
Yeah.
I'll take King Henry.
He'll get hurt.
He'll get 2,000 yards.
Maybe.
In the NFC.
Probably the GOAT. It'll be the farewell tour. It'll be I don't know if he'll actually win it.
I'll go Raj because
Again
he's
for a
got
fifth?
he's all they got.
So that's trying to count.
Be only 3 years in a row.
So you're taking Brady. You're taking Raj. Let's see. Who am I going to take to be the NFC MVP?
Dak Prescott.
No.
Can I pull an AFC quarterback over to the NFC?
Nope. I'm going to go with A-Raj. Much as I hate to say it, I think A-Raj is the best. He is by far the best player in the NFC.
Yeah, but don't you think they'll give it to Brady with his last season?
No. Brady should have won it this last year with the numbers he put up. And he didn't win it.
True.
So who's going to be the NFL most valuable player?
Wow.
Cooper Kupp.
Is that who you're taking?
I don't know. Sure, why not? It doesn't-
Okay.
I'll go with Josh Allen.
I'm going to take King Henry.
Okay, double down. Usually doesn't happen, but that's cool.
Oh, Tom doubled down too.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight?
I don't think so. I think we're good for tonight.
Okay, so we're out of here till next week when we'll be back to talk about more fantasy ratings and as we move towards the rookie draft.
That's what we'll be doing. Thanks, everybody.